start recording. What's up, you guys? Hello, YouTube. All right. Well, that's definitely not how we're gonna do that. I'm in the middle of a midlife crisis. Hopefully, it's not a midlife crisis. I hope it's more of like a first eighth life crisis. Like we got time. But yeah, I'm on a journey to prove to myself that I am that guy. You know what I'm saying? So um, I have a crazy, stupid idea that is probably super ill advised, and I'm gonna make it happen. You probably can hear the dogs, plural, chewing on bones in the background because I'm an excellent producer, and I just imagine that if I were to, uh, here's the thing: I have talked a lot of shit, and because of that, I've really done nothing in my life that is very impressive. At least to me, most things are fairly easy, even keel. I don't really feel like I have really invested myself in a lot of things for a long amount of time. I've done it a couple times, and I always seem to burn out and lose interest in what I'm doing, and so I figure what I could do is apply all the knowledge that I have and actually create something. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a ball, and I'm going to do it in a market. Okay. Here's the thing: I've got to create something. Otherwise, I feel like I've wasted a whole bunch of time, and I feel like I'm running out of time to do something crazy and spend all my money on something that may not work. And I'm running out of that time. And I feel like I'm running out of time, but I also just got here. I just got to this point. It's been a whole grind up to until now, and we've just got here. So now I've gotten to this point where I finally can afford my bills without crying about it. I can finally feed myself whatever I feel like. I can, in a pinch, go. Um, you know, get my little brother some new tires if I need to. My car might have some more life left in it, so I don't need to worry about that right now. It'll be an emergency someday, but for now it's okay. And I have a motorcycle that works. I would like a new one, but it works, and I like riding it. And um, I have time now. I've got time off. I have weekends off. I have um, paid time off for the first time in my life that's worth anything. I had paid time off in other jobs, but it was more like a hey, here's a little. This is what my bonus is because if I actually took the time off, then I wouldn't be able to I'd spend that money while I'm got my time off. I'd come right back, have to work double time, so it didn't really make any sense. But now I feel like I am in a position where I can take some time off, and the fruits of my labor will still bloom, which is incredible. It's a really great spot to be in. I feel very lucky, feel very blessed to be in this position. But I want more. I've always wanted more. I have a huge vision for what I want and the things that come with that. And I love business. I love the art of business, which sounds oxymoronic to anybody who thinks of business as this evil empire. But I love the strive and the I love the puzzle that you have to come together, and you have the building blocks of the philosophy, and you have the motivation and the drive and all that comes together, and the piece of the puzzle that you have to fit into place in order to be a part of the market and be a player, and the consistency it takes and the dedication it takes and the rewards that you get from doing all of that and putting all of that together as an entrepreneur. I love that idea. I've always loved that idea, and now more than ever, I feel ready and prepared, and like I have that wealth of knowledge, a decade of learning and application of what I know. And I have a sales job right now. My last job was more of a marketing, hire, fire, like manager position, and now I'm into sales. And I am really good at it. My numbers don't really say that right now, but I can see it. It's coming. So when I explode and everybody starts looking at me like, "What the heck is going on?" That's coming. I can see that already. And right after that, I need a bigger goal, and I have it already. I have it in mind, in a market that I've always been obsessed about. I've always been obsessed with exotic pets. I can remember being in I think it was seventh grade. I think it was seventh grade, and my teacher, Miss Tippett, she who was Tippett. I think she's married now. She was excellent. One of my favorite teachers of all time. Super hysterical, and I remember asking her for like $500 or something so I could get a bearded dragon, and she I don't even really remember that moment. I remember every other teacher. My dad worked at the school, so I remember every other teacher coming up to me, and Coach Hill would call me a lizard boy, and my dad came up to me, and I remember I remember when Tibbet told my dad, and she said, he came up and asked me for $500. And said, "What do you need, a kidney?" I thought that was hysterical. So I've always been involved. And before that, it was iguanas or spiders or, I had a corn snake that started it all off. I remember capturing a tortoise at my grandpa's house, and I was like, I'm gonna take this thing home, and it wandered off, and I never did. But when we got back, I bought a corn snake, with birthday money that my other grandpa had given me. Um, it's been a journey, and I feel like I know the exotic pet market really well, and I think I understand economics well enough, and the value of money well enough, and the trends well enough. I want to build a ball python breeding business, um, really centered around catering to other breeders. Um, and I have I have things. Hang on, I'll show you. Let me do this, and then it's going to get funky, and then it will do this. So here's my goal. I want to become Middle Tennessee's premier exotic pet store, and then I want to sell the business for $1 million. Um, I think that's very possible. I think it's very doable. Here's everybody that I would compete against. These are all pet stores in Middle Tennessee. I think that PetSmart, Petco are pretty much non-players and exactly what I want. Aquatic Critters really all about um, aquariums. Emerald Bay Fish and Reptile, they are probably the biggest in Middle Tennessee, as well as Animal City. These two right here are local businesses that are probably the biggest in Middle Tennessee, as far as the community that they already have. Those are the two that I would be worried about. Franklin Aquarium Pet Shop. This is going to be like the high end people. Franklin is in Tennessee. It's kind of a bougie, ritzy kind of place. Not quite as ritzy as Green Hills or Forest Hills, but yeah. Feeders Pet Supply, I think probably it deals more with the feeders, so I think they're probably a pretty good competition there. As well as Morph Market is where everybody sells ball pythons anyway. But the great thing is that in here I live in Murfreesboro, and in Murfreesboro, which is I'm like 12 feet from the geometric center of Tennessee. So the geological, I don't know, a geometric I think is what it is. But I've never actually been there, but I live right around the corner. That's why it's Middle Tennessee reptiles. So in Murfreesboro, we've got conventions. I think it's twice a year here in Murfreesboro is an exotic pet convention, and it goes in Nashville once a year. It might be twice a year up there as well. There's one in Lebanon as well. There's a lot of opportunities right here in Middle Tennessee to sell ball pythons. Now, my idea is to sell high quality ball pythons of a very specific morph that are catered towards, like I said, breeders. Let me see if I can pull this up. I wonder if that switches. I have no idea. I know this will. Here, we'll do that. So we're coming down here. Let's take a look. So my differentiator between all of these, I'm gonna target breeders with bulk feeder production. I think I can market rats, ASF. I may branch into insects as well, but that's a later idea. High quality, high volume ball pythons, which means what I'm going to sell, I'm going to choose the best genes and I'm going to proliferate them as much as possible. I also want to sell dry stock, which is tanks and heaters and um, bedding, things like that. I think that's where uh, we can draw them in. We can draw them. We can. So we got breeders, but we also have um, brand new entry folks. I think that if we target those two segments at the same time, it'll be a little iffy. But if we build our bread with the high quality, high volume ball pythons, then we're going to be able to reach into the dry stock. So as an independent seller, we can, I don't know, we'll find something with that. I think that'd be a good idea. Okay. So here's why this is a really ill-advised situation. Because the ball python market is actually crashing. It's still crashing. It's everything's going to go down. And here's why. Here's why. Let me bring you back over here. There we go. Here's why the ball python market is crashing. You've got people who got really excited about 3 years ago. Me. They bought some ball pythons at $400, $500 a piece, hoping to get into the breeder realm. Now, that's exactly my story. Now, here's where I differentiate from the rest of the pack is that what's going to happen is there's going to be a draw to quit and get out of the business, just have the pets. Um, with that, you're going to see a flood of all those people that got into breeding 2-3 years ago are just now putting all their snakes on the market, and nobody's there to buy them because inflation's so high that you're not able to buy luxury items, which I mean is a pet. It's a pet. It doesn't really even do anything, but look good and be cool. You get to say you have a pet snake. So that is a very low entry motivation. There's not a lot of motivation there to enter into this hobby or this market, especially as a low income breeder, which a lot of people that own these are either young or have done this their whole lives. Now, the people who have done this their whole lives, they're fine. You get to a point where you're recession proof. The people who are really young don't have the money to invest into the next level of equipment, next level of production. To be able to feed all their people, they don't have the connections. They don't. So you're gonna see a flood of ball pythons hit the market with nobody able to buy them. So the price is gonna go way down until somebody does buy them. Me, I buy them really low. Now here's what I'm gonna do though: is we're gonna go up a couple levels and see those $1,000 snakes drop down to $500 snakes, and that's where we're gonna buy those. Buy low, sell high, blah, blah, blah. But what we're going to sell to is other breeders, people that are entering into the market here in the next couple of years, people that are really excited about ball pythons, excited about the opportunity to breed. We're going to sell them back to them for that higher price, maybe $750. So we're looking at buying high quality stock at a lower price right now to be able to go back and sell them potentially at the same price we bought them for, but we'll sell more of them because we'll have more of them because they will be bred. Buy low, sell high is kind of the idea here. Let's see. Yeah, things are on sale. So yeah, your tried and true morph. Oh, hang on, I gotta switch this over. I wonder if there's a hotkey for that. Um, Tried and true morphs are exactly going to stay exactly what they are. Pied, clown, your recessive genes are all going to do that. The ones that are already um, super your codominant morphs that are just easy to breed. They're going to stay where they are. They might drop down to like 75, 50, $75. I don't know, but you're not going to sell them for less than that because that's your a normal is at PetSmart 60, 70, $80. So I think they're about 80 now, which is out of this world. They were 60 when I started. Um, okay, so breeders are going to look for very specific morphs with high quality to back it up. Which what that means is they're going to be looking for recessive genes, visually recessive genes with multiple codoms attached to them. So right now I have a uh, a yellow belly pied, and then I have a clown het pied, 100% het pied. So we're going to look at creating yellow belly clown pieds. And breed the heck out of them, sell them. Because yellow belly is one of those genes that are everybody has it, everybody has to have it. You pretty much have to have yellow belly or pastel in your snake. It has no, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but I don't know. There's it's so common that you're gonna find um, difficulty selling it without it. So let's go back. Um, like I said, most amateur breeders are going to leave the market because it's expensive, and you're spending money. You're not going to make any money in this period. You're not going to make money in this period. Prices are going to fall on the morphs, and then I'm going to score those higher quality, scarcer morphs, and I'm going to buy them and breed them. So how we're going to do that by 2025, the end of not next year, but the year after, we're going to have sold some snakes. That's my goal. By then, my clown pieds will be ravenous. By 2027, we're going to have monsoon, hurricane, or zebra pair and start breeding those in 2023. So by 2023, we will have hit the highest level. I mean, 15,000, 10,000, $10,000 snakes. We're going to have by 2020 by 2027 that's the goal. So with that in mind, how are we going to get from selling monsoons to selling the business for $1 million? Well, in that time period, we're going to sell a whole lot of other smaller, less valuable snakes that are going to get a higher amount. Higher quantity, less quality, less value, not quality. Um, we're going to take. I've completely lost my train of thought now, but okay. All right. Feeders. So we got to sell. I mean, it's basically an entire business based around feeders and supporting breeders with stock. We need. We're gonna have rats, ASF. That'll be breeding. We're gonna have our own building with that, but we gotta use the clown pies to get there. We're gonna have. Um, we're gonna market the heck out of it. Start selling in bulk. We're gonna have the ability to buy dry stock, such as coconut fiber, tanks. We may try to find some way to build racks. I don't know if that's a possibility. Maybe we partner with somebody and we just boom, 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 boom. I'm excited for this possibility. I'm excited for the gamble. I need something to test my actual business acumen because Do I actually have it? I don't know, but I've spent a whole lot of time learning and thinking and pretending like I know what I'm doing. I've been a wantrepreneur my whole life, and I'm sick of it. I want to do something that proves that I know what the heck I'm doing. I know where I'm going, and following this, the biggest issue for me with this is the production time of the snakes, because we're going to look at a female gets born 3 years later, they're ready to lay eggs. Um, so we may see a period of just buying snakes, just buying adult snakes or sub-adult snakes and putting them into racks and feeding them and breeding them and doing that. And it may become an absolute cluster in that regard, but I think it's doable. I think it's possible, and I'm excited for it. And I'm gonna try to do one of these videos every week and kind of give an update on what I'm doing and how I've been doing it. And yeah, I mean, who knows? This I'm on a webcam with literally a shop light staring at me because again, I don't believe in myself. I don't think that I can do it. I don't think that I'm gonna keep doing these videos. I don't think I'm gonna do it because I've said fuck off my whole life, and I've never really applied myself to just about anything. And nothing that's mine anyway. And maybe that's how I'm wired, and maybe that's I'm gonna find success as a great vice president of some company or whatever. And but I've got to try this. I'm 26. I've passed the 25 mark. I'm on my own insurance, and I don't feel like I'm where I need to be able to have kids, to be able to buy the car that I want, to be able to go out and just not worry about spending money. That's if I can get to that point, which everybody has that feeling. Everybody has the drag behind them that is the constraints of their financial status, and what they don't have is my ability to absorb information and the grit that I've gained through the various jobs that I've worked. And I don't have any more excuses left to tell myself that I'm doing anything grand. Why not? I gotta go for it. I gotta go for something, and this is what I'm gonna choose because I've already started it. It's right in front of me, and I think now's the right time to capitalize on the market and the way to do it. And I'm gonna I'm I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make $1 million doing this. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, do the thing. If you're still here, I'm very impressed because this was probably super boring, but I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep going, and I'll keep you updated. We'll see how it goes.